All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all honor, glory, and praise unto Yahweh, Ba'Shem, Yahushai, Ba'Shem, Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who teach and rule well. Peace, blessings, salutations to the hopeful elect Akim, pushing this word with truth and sincerity. And Shalom to the Bayath Shah that would die the house of David. The men, women, and children listening and learning. This is the brother Karataza of Men of Valley, Las Vegas camp, coming back to you with another lesson through the Spirit. Okay, Lord willing to be edifying. All right, this one is going to be called a Time of Lawlessness. All right, and just to touch on a few points. All right, that this time of lawlessness is near. Where these devils, they're gonna cause, all right, some sort of some sort of event, all right, to push their NWO, their New World Order, ultimately to put this charagma, all right, in the people, all right, but it's gonna be forced, all right, and implemented through the lawlessness. Okay, we're seeing more and more Jake, as the Apostle Tahar did a few videos on, all right, of Jake doing the smash and grabs, all right, going into stores, in the malls, looked like it was like a sporting goods store, some type of shoe store, just grabbing clothes, running out with them. But it was a mob of them. All right, same thing like you had happen in with that Big Shirley that was when they broke in. I think it was in Philly when they broke into the iPhone store. All right, and they got rounded up, or they just had to break the iPhones. But these incidences that are getting recorded and put out, on the media, all right, they're gonna enforce, all right, and give these devils the reason, okay, to implement their new system, all right, which is gonna be that RFI to the D, all right, CHIP, which is the MOTB. All right, that grain of rice is going to go into your right hand. Right meaning power, to your power hand. Okay, Slakia. I gotta make sure my phone is on do not disturb real quick, so we can get through this lesson. It's not going to be long. I just wanted to touch on it because these events, that order Abkeo is going to give these devils the reason behind putting that thing in you, man, that grain of rice. All right, it gives them the reason and the the solution to the problem. All right, because as Revelation 13 says, you can't buy or sell without it. You won't be able to access these stores without this thing in you. All right, without that C-hip. Okay, this is gonna be the book of Ecclesiastes. All right, 3 and 1. It says, "To everything there is a season and a time to every purpose under the heaven." It says, "A time to be born and a time to die, a time to plant and a time to pluck up that which is planted. All right, a time to kill and a time to heal, a time to break down and a time to build up, a time," and right now you got the Lord, breaking down this queendom here in Babylon the Great. All right, whether you believe it or not. All right, the Lord is systematically breaking down this place. All right, but it's coming, in form of destruction. It's coming in form of those sorrows. All right, and it's going to go on. A time to cast away, a time to weep, and a time to laugh. All right, those good days are behind us now. Those pre-demic days. All right, they ain't gonna come back. All right, things will never be the same here. All right, it's only gonna intensify and get to a point, until the Lord, completely, and utterly destroys this place. All right, it says a time to mourn and a time to dance. So we not in the time of mirth. Sincere brothers and sincere followers of this truth, they know that, as it says in the next chapter, that mirth is better than or mourning is better than mirth. It's wise to be in a state of mourning right now, because we're not in the kingdom. Okay, there's nothing here good for us. This is not our rest. Okay, it says a time to cast away stones, and I'll just read it through. It's like in verse 5, a time to cast away stones and a time to gather stones together, a time to embrace and a time to refrain from embracing, a time to get and a time to lose, a time to keep and a time to cast away. All right, and if you ain't cast away the philosophy of this world, you ain't gonna make it out of here. The Most High, all right, ain't dealing with you. A time to rant and a time to sow, a time to keep silence and a time to speak. All right. So pretty much, and this is, I just wanted to read down to 8. I could have jumped there, but we already here. A time to love and a time to hate. All right. Who says the Most High doesn't hate? He actually said there's a time for hate. All right. We hate this place here. Okay. Rightfully so. The Lord hate abominations. All right. As it says in the Apocrypha, and he that love the Lord, hate, and the righteous hate them also. Okay. And we hate here in Babylon because it goes completely against Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. All right. A time to love and a time to hate, a time of war and a time of peace. All right. And we're in a spiritual warfare right now. All right. Esau and Jacob are battling it out through the spirit. All right. It's going to physically manifest, but we not in those times. Okay. It's building up, but for the most part, it's a spiritual warfare, with Esau and Jacob. Okay, we're still at battle since we were in the womb. All right. So we got wars breaking out. Everything in Matthew's 24th chapter, the beginning of sorrows, is here. But the point is that we're coming into a time of lawlessness. Okay, which is going to be, caused due to these, the things happening in this earth, the prophecies taking place in this earth. All right, the grinding ceasing. Let's actually get that in the 12th chapter, because that's a major part of what's going to cause the lawlessness. When Jake is SOL, all right, has no other alternatives. Where does he go? All right, they either go to sell drugs, all right, or they go to rob somebody. Okay, and that's just how it's always been. That's pretty much anybody on their last name. They look to steal. All right, they look for that quick come up. All right, that's why so many people are locked up. All right. They're gonna have to make a way, to feed themselves. All right, and it's gonna be even worse when that famine kick in and the economy crash, because there ain't gonna be no means. All right, there ain't gonna be no substance to buy. Okay, the dollar is already, inflation is already at a rate that's ridiculous. So all these things in prophecy are going to cause this. All these things that the prophecies say are going to cause this. And we're in this, times of wickedness right now with all these holidays. Everybody, in a spirit of comfort, forgetting about, the things that are right around the corner. All right. And that's why the Lord says you're going to get hit by like a thief in the night, because you're going to probably be celebrating something. You're going to be in that Murph spirit and get, completely blindsided. All right. This is Ecclesiastes 12 and is it 12? Just like you. The grinding shall cease. I think it is in 12. Slakia, give me one moment. Yeah. Ecclesiastes 12 and 4. And it says, or 12 and 3, it says, in that day when the keepers of the house shall tremble, and the strong men shall bow themselves, and the grinders cease because they are few, and those that look out of the windows be darkened. Now, the elder Manata Zakba did a video earlier this week that went into, Amazon layoffs. All right. Then you had Jake, Eve, her truck getting robbed. All right. She left the Amazon door open, and which was, stupid. She probably should have been more alert. Did a delivery and Jake ran into the truck and pulled some stuff out of there. All right. And that's just, more accounts. You see how, Amazon lays people off then, and it's probably that those things probably aren't related, but they're related through in the spirit, because more people don't have, or jobs aren't paying them enough to keep food on the table or to pay all their bills. Okay, so they're forced to go do this. All right, some are doing it just out of greed, but there's going to be a time where people are actually forced to, hey, as we going to get. All right, but that grinding is going to see the work. There ain't going to be no work for nobody. All right, we're coming into a great depression. All right, if we're not already in it. This is going to be the book of 2nd Esdras. Just go there real quick. And it's funny because yesterday I was watching a prepper, Poplar Reports, and got that channel from Apostle Tahar. He puts out some good content, but he was saying how these stores, they're pretty much he noticed that they're building bigger lines for the pick up, drive up, and go. All right, and then you had Apostle Ramlab in his live earlier today talking about how these people, these businesses are going to become like box stores. Pretty much they don't want you to go in them. They're not going to allow you to go in and get your product. You're just going to have everything delivered to you. That's what we've seen, throughout the ages, to make things more convenient for the people. Well, that CHIP is a form of convenience. Okay, they say it's convenience, and that thing is going mainstream too. All these little news, people they talking about it. They bringing it up, all right, to start putting it in your minds to get used to it with that predictive programming, right? So the Most High has everything set in order, to go off. All right. He's gonna light it, and it's he's gonna flip the switch, and it's all these events are gonna turn on. All right, and if you're not watching them like the spirit, you're gonna get took. And if you're not in the spirit, you're gonna get took. Plain and simple. Sorry, I'm holding the wrong script right now. This is 2nd Esdras. It's gonna be 15. All right. Let's actually go to 6 real quick. 6 and I believe it's gonna be 20 and 22. Yep, 6 and 22. It says, and suddenly shall the sown places appear unsown, and the full storehouses shall suddenly be found empty, and the trumpet shall give a sound, which every man heareth. They shall suddenly be afraid. At the time shall friends fight one against another like enemies, and the earth shall stand in fear with those that dwell therein. The springs of the fountain shall stand still, and in 3 hours they shall not run. So, hey, that trumpet, hey, because we're blowing the trumpet now, we're warning people, but they're not hearing it. All right, but when this trumpet come on, hey, everything, hey, it's time. This shit really here, and people are saying that, hey, prophecy ain't no joke. The spirit of Yahweh, the testimony, spirit of Yahweh Shai, which is prophecy, hey, ain't to be messed with, you know. So those storehouses, there ain't gonna be nothing in there. Whether Jake, loot them all and then they shut it down, as they've been closing stores because of that, in certain areas. All right, whether they set up these 15-minute smart cities, all right, and monitor everything, and then close out the people that are undesirable, all right, that aren't, because they're gonna have an upper echelon of, all right, they're gonna have tier status in this system, all right. That's why you go to stores in low income houses, they're all picked over, but you go down to a nicer neighborhood, all right, and they got fully not fully stocked shelves, but they have more selection of items. Okay, but when this time happens, hey, everybody's gonna turn against one another. They're gonna be fending off for themselves. Hey, you even gonna have family fighting family. All right, so-called family members, and anybody who's not in this truth, they're not in your they're not a part of your family, man. They're liable to give you up. This is we're gonna go to chapter 15 real quick. This is second Esdras 15 and 14. It says, woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up to fight another against another, and swords in their hand. For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another, looting, robbing other people, with the sword, the gun, the modern day gun, or any weapon. Okay. It says, they shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. So they gonna make the law. All right. They say, hey, it ain't gonna happen like this. Okay. We don't care what Biden says. We don't care what the police ain't even gonna be there. All right. You think the police gonna be there when Jacob's trouble, pop off? They ain't gonna be there. But these, so who's gonna be there? UN troops. Okay. Militias. All right, they're gonna, if you ever watch like Walking Dead, how they clicked up. All right, and you had that one dude, Negan. He was determining the laws. His laws stood. All right, you went into the whole show. I didn't finish watching it, but in the beginning you had them fall upon different, groups, and they all had their own laws. Okay, but the devil, Esau, Edom, they're gonna use this time of lawlessness to revamp and bring up their new system. This is Revelation 12, verse 12. Therefore rejoice ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them, woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time. Slakia. This devil know that the end of things is near. All right. And he uses his law. Let's get that real quick. He uses the laws and the stuff that he puts in place, all right, to keep control. All right. Doesn't it say that in the book of Psalms? All right. And all these things is, they coming. This is Psalms, I believe it's 64. Give me 1 second. Yeah. 64:1. Hear my voice, O power. In my prayer, preserve my life from fear of the enemy. And that's what we need to pray for. We need to pray for, the Lord to keep us, out the hand of this devil. Keep the spirit on us, not to succumb to this device that he puts out. All right. Hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked, from the insurrection of the workers of iniquity, all right, who whet their tongue like a sword and bend their bows to shoot their arrows, even bitter words, that they may shoot in secret at the perfect. Suddenly do they shoot at him and fear not. All right, so how they whet their tongue like a sword, their speech. Okay, their speech, the laws that they have written, all right, and they implement, keep Jake low, keep the Israelite man, woman, and child, at in a tough position, between a rock and a hard place. Okay, so this is their laws, shooting these them putting certain laws in place, like they're going to do. They're going to make it to where you can't go buy and sell. All right. If anybody doesn't bow down to the image of the beast, the America, NATO, and EU, all right, you're going to get dealt with. So there's going to be a great insurrection among them that fear the Lord. Okay, let's grab one more in 2nd Esdras. Slaki, I forgot what. Wasn't coming to me. I thought I had I had something in my mind. Lord will it comes back as I flip to the page. Well, actually, let's go back to 2nd Esdras 15. I'll read 19. It said, I'm gonna read. Start back at 17. A man shall desire to go into a city, and shall not be able, for because of their pride the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. It says, a man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword, and spoil their goods because of lack of bread, and for great tribulation. Okay, and these devils are banking on this great tribulation, so they could come in with like a savior. All right, as it says, woe to those that go into Egypt for help. And you're gonna have simple-minded Israelites, run into the first plan of action that this devil puts out. All right, he says, we got that UBI and a C-hip. Okay, they're going to be lined up around the corner like they already do, So, but that was pretty much it. I had something else. I can't, slip my mind. So, but, Lord willing, this lesson has been edifying, just through the spirit, something that I was meditating on today, man, along with, persecution, Lord willing. And when I get back to the house after this work shift, I put up another lesson. because the time of lawlessness is, it's right around the corner. We're seeing more of these accounts break out, as we're going to continue to see them. And then the devil is going to be like, you know what, it's time for the MOTB, according to it's all on Yahweh Shem Shai's plan, when it's time for the MOTB to be performed, the Lord's going to do it, man. All right, the Lord's going to let this devil do it, but we that much closer, So Lord's will is edifying. Till the next time, I want to give all honor and glory and praise to Yahweh by Shem Yahushai by Shem Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders, the great millstone. Peace, blessings to the hopeful elect Akim pushing this word. All right, and shalom to the sincere listeners and followers. All right, of this truth. All right, Kwam Yasharala Wa Ball.